So starting off with a flashback of us seeing what happened back in chapter 267 when Tokoyami spotted the flames coming out of the top of the mansion, and he put two and two together that that was Hawks up there going against Dobby supposedly, and then he went to go save him by escaping from Fat Gum. So this is like the connective tissue between those the span of these chapters so far, and we're now coming back to the storyline because before this we've been at the hospital with Endeavor and Shigaraki and all that stuff. So it's like, I wanted to see what was going to happen because, Shigaraki just came back out of the tank, but it's fine. This storyline is, almost just as compelling as the other one, but it just goes to show you that, like, wow, this arc has been incredible. This might be the best arc in the series so far, maybe. I mean, I'll make a video about that eventually, get my thoughts about it, but so far, stellar. Every single chapter so far, pretty much, and this one no different. But then Fat Gum makes a pretty interesting comment here about Tokoyami when he forcefully pries himself out of his fat chamber inside of him, and he says I knew he was strong before him to escape my fat like that. That's the very first time that's happened. So I guess this is just further telling us that Tokoyami is way more powerful in this arc than he has been previously in the series. If that wasn't already proven, when he took down Redestro pretty much, I mean, granted he was using his ultimate, Ragnarok. And, Redestro did have the handicap of the mechanical faulty Detonarat legs that snapped and gave him the L. But, regardless, it's just Tokoyami is a lot more powerful coming into this arc. It's just implied he was training off screen. The time when Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki were training with Endeavor, all the other students were pretty much training too because they were, getting everyone prepared for this. So, yeah. I guess Tokoyami was a hyper responder to this training. He just excelled more so than most others. Well, at least that we've seen so far. We haven't seen what Bakugo is going to be like yet, and I'm sure that he's going to be vastly improved. But anyway, I think that's pretty cool. When we first saw Ragnarok, take down Redestro, I said that, Tokoyami deserves this. I was always curious about, where he was headed in the series because he was built up to be, the solid number 4 in the class in the beginning of the series, but then he kind of drifted away from that. But now he's back to being solid number 4 status. So that brings us to when he is protecting Hawks from Dobby, we find out a few things here. So I really like that they're or Hawks is exposing Dobby here. It's look, he's talking. It's look, he keeps talking to you. Look, see? It's he's not attacking you when he's talking. You know why he's doing that? It's because he's at his limit. It's he gets so hot that he has to recharge himself before he can start using his quirk again because he'll just, keep damaging himself and keep burning and, deteriorating further. We saw this when he was going against Getten as well. Getting in this chapter as well, and I'll get to him. But I just think it's super cool because he's Dobby's already kind of a glass cannon, but on top of that, he also has this meter that he has to keep intact because if he overheats, he's done. So he has to wait, and he compensates with the psychological aspect. And he's look, he killed twice. He killed twice by stabbing in the back, literally when he was trying to protect me. That should matter. It's yeah, I get that the whole hero fundamental in this world is we got to take him in clean, no killing, don't do that. But it's Hawks really did a significant act by taking out twice here. And that was I guess illustrating what Hawks' sacrifice and ultimate, role in this war was going to be. He wasn't going to be on the front lines with everyone outside, going around flying and, taking down everybody and fighting everyone simultaneously. That would be awesome, of course, but no, Hawks had a different role, and that was just go straight into the heart of the enemy forces and take out one of the most significant players, because I guess after Shigaraki and Gigantomachia, the next biggest thing to worry about is Twice, because we saw the glimpse of what could have been if Twice was allowed to live. The high ends could have been multiplied, or the Paranormal Liberation Front lieutenants could be multiplied, and then Gigantomachia could be multiplied. It's no, it's Hawks. He ultimately gave the heroes a realistic chance of winning by taking him down, but at the same time, he just sacrificed himself completely. And that brings us to the next big thing, and what I think might be the biggest subtle reveal in this chapter, in that Hawks might have lost his quirk at the cost of fighting Dobby and Twice here, because obviously he was taking the flames in chapter 267, and we see that they completely nuked his back. Like when we see Dark Shadow covering him in this chapter, it's like everything is covered, like smoldered, and even Dark Shadow himself says that his back, it's completely like destroyed, and what's on his back, his wings, which is like his quirk, and it doesn't even look like he has any nubs left. Like he usually like. When his quirk got to when he's stretching it to like the bare minimum, he at least had the little nubbies, but no, they're just gone now. So like, I know that he can regenerate his feathers, but I don't think he's regenerating the nubs, the ligaments. Like he doesn't have like Nomu regeneration or something like that. So this might mean that Hawks is like the next victim of Mirioism, possibly. Like instead of getting killed off, which is what a lot of us thought. I mean, I thought he was probably going to get killed off this arc or something like that. But instead of that, he just gets his power taken away, which is basically like the same thing. Like you're completely nerfing him. He's done. Oh, and the other significant thing that happens in the sequence is like after Tokoyami descends to the floor below them, Dabi comes down to meet them, and he's like hovering with the flames coming out of his feet, just like Endeavor. Obviously we saw him do this in the Pro Hero arc, and we were all refreshed on this ability of Endeavor because it just happened at the end of season 3, like a couple weeks ago. So yeah, it's like even more Endeavor parallels. This is kind of just maybe Horikoshi just messing with us even more, because remember like a couple chapters back we got Dabi revealing who he was to Hawks, and then the speech bubble was blacked out. So this is like another one of those moments. Like, yeah, look, he's Toya. He's the son of Endeavor, and he's been trained by Endeavor, so he knows Endeavor's abilities. Because I assumed that when he was training with him, Endeavor taught him how to do this. And he's also doing like a fire Kamehameha thing. But before he's able to do it, Getten comes back into the picture. Awesome. I really like Getten. Very interesting character. I just wish we got to see more of him, but I guess we're getting it now. Also, let me put it out there. I would have liked it better if Getten was a female. Not for any like particular reason other than like, we need more female villains, I guess. But anyway. I also think that Getten might be one of the most powerful characters in the series right now. Like when he was fighting against Dabi, I think he was like the clear superior there, and it doesn't seem like he has any kind of like restriction to using his ability or any kind of fatigue like that, like with Dabi has. I think it's just like he needs a supply of ice for his quirk to be significant. So he's like Ice Magneto, which is really powerful, as we've seen, because he's like this huge, I don't know, ice wall, very Todoroki-esque here. Oh, and we're also seeing that villain with like the holes in his cheek that's a part of Dabi and Getten's Vanguard Action Unit. He was like a part of like the 3rd tier, I guess, or whatever. He kind of like has a Mirio-esque quirk to him. Like it looks like maybe he's able to like I don't know, disassemble or take like chunks out of things or rip matter apart, possibly, maybe inanimate things, because he's like coming out of the ice here. But it's like super symmetrical. I don't know. It's very interesting, different. And then we're coming to the back, to, what's going down in the basement of the mansion, and we're seeing Reed Destro. He's like, what's going on with that spare leg? So he's getting a replacement here. He's going to come back into the battle, which is awesome. I like Reed Destro. I really like his quirk. I want to see him fight some more. But then at the end of the chapter, Gigantomachia stands up. Signifying that he's aware that Shigaraki is awake now, so now he's I guess he's ready for duty, because that's what he was waiting for. But he was also like needs a command from Shigaraki to start doing things. So I don't think he's just going to automatically jump into battle right now, but I don't know, maybe he will. I hope he does. This is like something I've really been waiting for. I want to see Gigantomachia push to his absolute limit. I want to see how strong he truly is, and there's a great chance to see it. And also, like, I guess he's like the 2nd strongest character in the series right now, behind Shigaraki, who now has All for One. So we've got like the strongest character back at the hospital, and then we have number 2 here, with Reed Destro, with Getten at the mansion. So I think this is where the things are really going to start tipping in the favor of the villains, because like in a surprise, this arc started off with the heroes hitting them hard, getting them, caught off guard. But now the scales are going to start tipping in the favor of the heroes, because now we have like the powerhouses finally coming to the front lines. So I'm super, super excited to see what's going to happen after this point. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. If you like the review, guys, please give it a like. Also, Patreon, it gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.